Hi everybody, welcome to the tomato patch. This is what turns into the tomato jungle here at Stacy's Art Studio and Gardens, and I wanted to show you how and what I do when I plant the tomatoes. This year I've been quite a mess. I don't know what is what. I know that I have one black cherry tomato and one Better Boy tomato. Those are the only two varieties I'm planting this year because it gets so huge in this particular jungle. There's a few tricks I've learned in the last couple of years to grow really good, strong tomatoes, and just so much of them. If you followed me last year, you saw the jungle and the year before and the year before. But one of the tricks is that horned worm, the big green horned worm that eats tomatoes. The first year I tried growing tomatoes here, mine got decimated. And the trick that I learned is to put in a basil with the tomatoes, and that is because the moth who lays the eggs for that green horned worm doesn't like basil, and it's worked every year, so we'll see if it works again this year. And then the other little trick that I learned is, let's make a little hole here. We got a huge amount of rain the other day, but the beds are dry already, so I have to come in here and water real quick. But the next trick is an egg, cracked and raw and thrown in at the bottom there, and then plop in our plant right there on top of that. Let's see, I think I'm going to put the basil right here because it does like to have some sun, and the tomatoes will get big, and they all get big together. I'm going to just pop that in right there. Whoops. Okay, perfect. And there you go. There you have it. Stick another tomato in right over here. So the other trick that I've learned over the years is that tomatoes they really love something to hang on to. That's why I built these here along the side. Along the middle there. Gives them something easy to grab onto. Oh, I went and did that, and I didn't put this is what happens when I talk at the same time I'm doing something. Okay, egg in. Now we'll put your little tomato in. There you go. Anyway, I've got this rack of all they are is bamboo stakes, and then I have them tied to this tree stake that goes, I've got one on each end. And then they can grow up that. Of course, I do tie them to it as they get bigger. The last thing that I do is I cut their branches off at the bottom of their base to make them grow up high. And they get much stronger that way. And I get a lot more tomatoes. But that's why it turns into a jungle, because they get so tall and then they start branching out, and then tomatoes come down, all of them. It's amazing. Oh, I've got a board right there. Okay, let's see. We'll put you right here on this side. You've probably also noticed how tall my raised beds are. And that's unusual, I know. Most raised beds are just a couple of feet up. But for me, I just have some back issues. And, I didn't figure that's going to get a whole lot better over the years. So I wanted to make sure I had something that was like right here and easy to get to, and also easy to get to with the tomatoes, and Otherwise, they would go in the ground, but I needed them up high just for my back issues. Okay, guys, so I'm going to finish planting out the tomatoes, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.